Hello guys, Siva Machan here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making this Pinterest inspired tie side, trouser. It's a very lovely trouser. When I saw it, I was like, no girl, you gotta make it. So let's get right into it. So I started by folding my fabric into two, just as you see, and then make sure the fold is equal or more than half of your tie measurement. My tie is 20, so divided by 2 is 13, and I had enough, so now I can go ahead and cut out. All right, so always make sure that the fold is enough for half of your tie measurement. So the length of my trouser is 36 inches. I subtracted 1 inch because I initially wanted to use a 1 inch elastic, so I changed my mind to a 2 inches. So if I had made it longer, it would have become a high-waisted pant, and I didn't want. So I subtracted 1 inch from it, and then from that new starting line, I marked my waist to hip measurement. Mine is 8.5 plus 1 inch. Then to get your crotch measurement, is your hip divided by 4. Mine is 10.5, and I added 1 inch allowance to it. So that 1 inch, half of it will be joining allowance for the top, then half will be for ease allowance. I hope you understand. So we have our waist, we have our hip line, and we have our crotch line. On the hip line, mark your hip divided by 4. Then on your crotch line, mark your tie measurement divided by 2. I added 1 inch for ease. The same on the hip line. So to form the curve, you come up by half inches allowance. If you go deep, it's going to form these crease lines and you don't want it. So always come out by half inches. Extend the line to the waist. On the waistline, mark your waist divided by 4 plus 3 inches allowance. We are going to use an elastic for this pants, so add 3 inches allowance. Then you're going to connect the waist to that of the hip line. So our front pattern is almost ready. We are just going to mark a straight line right from the crotch to the full length or the bottom of the pants. Cut it out like so. So we are going to slash open the side of the front panel. Then cut out the hip to waist side. This will give a little bit of curve on the waist to hip when you wear the trouser. So our front panel is ready, and we are going to use it to cut out our back panel. So we have 2 pieces for the front, and we are ready to cut out the back panel. Make sure the back panel is longer than the front panel, at least by 3 inches. And then it has extra on both sides and then at the top. It will really help. So for the crotch extension, I added 2 inches allowance. But before that, you come down by half inches on the center of the front panel. Connect it to the side like so, and then cut it out. This helps your trouser, the center front of your trouser, to lay flat when you wear it. Please always do this for your trouser and even for your skirt patterns. Always reduce the center front by half inches. So from that half inches mark, or the center front of the front panel, go up by 1.5 inches. You can do 2 inches if you want. And then for the crotch extension for the back, I went out by 2 inches. and I also came down by half inches. So I added 1.5 inches for the center back. Remember, this is a loose pants or trouser, so I added extra allowances on the side. So 1.5 inches, then connect it like so. So from that 1.5 inch extension from the back or center of the back, you join it to the side of the front panel. Then add 1 inch allowance on both sides. Connect the points together to form a straight line. Then you can now go ahead and cut out your back panel. So now our front and back panel is ready, and we have 2 pieces for the back and 2 pieces for the front. So we're going to join the center of the back at the curve area or the crotch area with half inches allowance. So you're going to sew there with half inches allowance, the same for the front panel, sew with half inches allowance. So I've gone ahead to sew with half inches allowance, and this is what we have for the front, and then that is the back as well. Before that, we are going to cut out our pockets. So you're going to take 2 pieces of fabric and I'm going to fold into 2. Just watch what I'm doing. You're going to place your hand on the pattern or the fabric like this and just draw this curve or cone shape. Make sure you place the entire of your hand in it so that you can freely insert your hand in your pocket when you wear your trouser. Okay, so you slash open the folded area. We're going to have 2 for the front and 2 for the back. I mean 4 pieces. So you're going to place the back panel and then the front panel with the side aligning. Come down by 1 inch or 1.5 inches and notch. That is where we are going to place our pockets, or that will be the starting point of our pocket. So to attach the pockets, we're going to place front side facing each other, and then you are going to sew with half inches allowance on the side. We're going to do the same for the front and then the back, okay? Sew with half inches allowance, front side facing each other. So I've gone ahead to attach the pockets pieces. Then it's now time for us to sew the side. So you place your back panel front side facing each other, the front and then the back. Then you're going to align the side seams. Pin them. My fabric is very shaky, so as a beginner it is always important you pin your pieces before you sew. So you're going to sew with half inches, and then you mark to the length of which you want your slit to start from. I wanted 15 inches, so I came down by 15 inches on the side, and that's how long I'm going to sew. Okay, I hope you understand. So you notch the pocket corners, and then it's now time to join the inseam. Make sure your seam or your crotch seam align, and then sew with 1/2 inches allowance. So I've gone ahead to sew the inseam, and I've also hem the bottom of the trouser and the side. So when you flip it to the right side, this is what we have. Okay, so we have slits on the side, and I've also indicated where I'm going to be placing my straps. So just watch what I'm doing. You're going to place the straps under the seams, because I've already hemmed the side, and then you're going to join or stitch on the exact hem line on the side. I hope you understand. You see, you're going to top stitch the same hem line to attach the straps. So I've gone ahead to do that, and it's now time to tie it. But see how good looking your trouser is standing out. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So it's now time for us to create our elastic band for the waist. So you measure the length of your waist. Mine is 40 inches. And then I place this fabric on fold, mark 20 inches. It's on fold, so it's half of the 40, I hope you understand, plus 1/2 inches allowance. And I'm using a 2-inch elastic. So you fold it over, making sure it's more than the 2 inches for the width, and then cut it out like so. So what you're going to do is you're going to join the elastic or stitch it together. Then you're going to sandwich the elastic inside the band that you created for the waist. I'll make a detailed video on how to attach this elastic band later on. So as you sew the elastic and then the band, you stretch. And now this is what we have. So you're going to trim off the excesses, making sure you have at least 1/2 inches allowance for attaching it to the trouser. So you're going to mark 4 points on the elastic band and then 4 points on the trouser, and you're going to match them with pins and stitch with 1/2 inches allowance. As you sew, make sure you stretch, and this is the final look of the waistband. Very beautiful professional waistband. Cut out the excess thread. I really love the outcome of this pants. It's really very simple and easy, and I hope you try it out. So it's now time for us to try on our trouser, and this is the final look of the pants. Very beautiful. I also paired it with these tops I made myself. Thank you for your time. Thank you for subscribing, and bye.